Ashes of the Damned is a masterpiece. So Black Ops 7 just released with Ashes of the Damned, and man, this map really took me with a surprise. I originally thought that they were gonna flop this map, just like with all the BO6 maps. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Citadel, all that. Citadel's ass. Every map on that game is ass. The Tomb, I said, was the best one. I was a little bit overhyped during the time. I said it was like one of the best maps of all time. When I look back, it's not that great. It hasn't aged that well compared to like Ashes of the Damned, man. Ashes of the Damned is so freaking good, and I truly think that it did Transit good. Now there are a lot of things that I'm sad that didn't carry over, and just themes and stuff that they just kind of removed from Transit. But overall, I really think that this is probably what Transit was trying to be, something similar to this with its own type of feeling. So yeah, let's get into this. So the first thing I want to talk about is the actual map itself. So the map, the only disappointment I have a few disappointments with the actual map itself. One is that the actual fog areas, there isn't really anything to do. I get it that the whole concept is you don't want to be in the fog areas, it's dangerous. I really do like that. I love how it's intense and the zombies are super sprinters and do a lot of damage and stuff. I appreciate that. But I just don't like how there's no really buildings to explore. There's no like secret paths that you can go to that take you to somewhere. And like even like some path that takes you somewhere, and then once you get in that area, you're no longer considered in the fog area, and you could probably play some rounds there. So like in Transit, you had tons of locations like this. Like there was Nocturne in the OG one, where you could take the secret path in like the cornfields or something, make it to Nocturne Tone, and when you're in there, I believe denizens wouldn't spawn there. It was considered like just a normal area. Now obviously there was nothing there, but it still felt cool to go there. And I think that they just missed the opportunity. In Transit, there's also like the cabin and stuff. There was many other places that you could like go to and stuff, or unless it was just those two. But still, in Ashes of the Dam, the only place that kind of has buildings, I'd say, are the path from Ashwood to Blackwater Lake. That's the only path that has like cabins on the side, but even then it's just like two little cabins, and you can't even take your time to like explore them because of how many zombies are chasing you, because they're obviously still considered in the fog area. And then the biggest disappointment is that there is no bus route B. I get it, it's not trying to be like Transit, it's trying to be kind of its own thing, it's just inspired by Transit, but I just feel like they missed an opportunity with Bus Route B. I like how the Easter egg went, but I just wish that the Easter egg was more so like you're building a path, and then eventually you take this Bus Route B secret path to the boss fight. Something like that. It would have been really cool if we just got some cool, unique little path. It would have just made a cool, unique, like it would have been cool. It would make us remember Bus Route B from Transit. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. The actual aesthetic of the map, I really like how it's like, it feels like a zombies map, especially places like Farm. I don't think that the atmosphere is like to the level of Transit, unfortunately. I wish it was, but Transit, man, they cooked with the atmosphere back then. It was such a scary zombies. I mean, even to this day I get like chills just playing it solo. But Ashes of the Dam at least did something, and it definitely feels like a zombies map, especially like if Farm, the area here, it looks dead, and there's like screams in the background you can hear, and actually in the barn there's like hanging zombies and stuff, and hanging bodies everywhere, and the same thing, and also like the creepy family that's like dead, and like the weird box in the basement that's actually the wonder weapon. All of that make it feel like so creepy and cool. Also Ashwood just feels lonely, burnt town, hanging bodies. Diner's okay. Like Diner's not like the scariest part, but yeah. And then Cosmodrome, and yeah, all the other locations, they just feel like lonely, deserted, dead. Like there's nobody there. And it also helps that on the map there's no like 5,000 people talking to you in the intercoms. The only people are the entity, and then Ted and his TED tasks. That's it. So it really helps with the immersion of the map. So I think that they did cook with it. Unfortunately, some of the colors are a little bit gray and dead. I would have just hoped for more vibrant visuals and purple and stuff, but it's not that bad. It's still pretty good. Like, I just wish that they upped the contrast a bit, because if you go to like Diner, Diner is so beautiful. So yeah, the map is pretty good, and the layout itself also plays really well. It's like an infinity sign where like Ashwood is in the middle, and then the other places are like around it, and Ashwood's like the center hub. So I think all the locations do pretty well. I just personally prefer farm. It's just the easiest to train. I've gotten used to it because obviously it was in the beta. You have everything there. That's also another positive. You could say positive and negative, but in Transit, some of the places just didn't have anything, right? Like Town had nothing. It had no wall buys, no mystery box location unless you, I think, brought it there. I think it had Juggernog and Stamina Up, and that's it. But you needed to turn on the power for it anyways. It was just dead. There was nothing to do there. It was like it was a good training spot, but if you needed ammo or something, or if you died or something, it was not the best place to be. But in this map, I feel like all the locations, they have ammo boxes, they have wall weapons, they have a mystery box location, they have some perks, and because you don't have to wait for the boss and stuff, if you need something, you can just dip with the jump pads and use Tessie. And that's another thing, Tessie. So Tessie versus like the bus, I think that both have their pros and cons, but I will say from just a gameplay standpoint, I unfortunately have to give it to Tessie. I'm saying unfortunately because I really do like the bus. I just wish that it was done better. So with Tessie, it's a drivable Warzone vehicle. Everyone thought it was gonna really ruin the mode. Same as me. I just thought it would just ruin everything, but it actually works surprisingly well. It's fun to just drive through the pathways and boost and avoid the spores and like the in between zones. Tessie also just looks sick. And just upgrading it is pretty nice. One disappointment, I just felt like there was an underwhelming amount of upgrades, and the upgrades didn't really do anything besides just buff the health. You could get the abomination heads, but they're practically useless. They're very weak, and all it does is just buff the health of the vehicle. And then the only other upgrade that you could get is the Wonder Waff, but you need to do like half the Easter egg to get it, so it's not really just something you just do while playing, which is a bit of a disappointment. I wish there was more upgrades, and again, it makes me feel like they should have just had a bus route B that was like this in between zone was like super hard to play in. Maybe in this one, like it was just even worse than what we have now, and you needed to have Tessie upgraded, you needed to have it, you needed to use the beams and everything. It would just feel a lot more like rewarding to upgrade it, but even then it's still not bad. And the biggest benefit, I think, is that the fact that it's in the boss fight, and the whole boss fight is like revolving around Tessie. It makes the Tessie just way more unique and memorable, and unique to this map specifically. And the fact that there's other things like the Pack-a-Punch being on Tessie is really good. I originally thought that Pack-a-Punch should just be in one location, so that it forces you to go to that location, makes that location unique. But I'm liking it better that it's just on the vehicle, because now it forces you to always have Tessie beside you. Because obviously you're going to be Pack-a-Punching all the time, so you're going to want to just bring Tessie and just drive through the zones rather than taking the jump pads. I thought jump pads would ruin it, but I think some places don't have jump pads that lead to other places, I think, unless they all have connected places. But like, I just find it's faster to just drive through, and I don't have to waste points, and it's more fun. So I think, like, originally I thought that this map was gonna have a problem where you just wouldn't use Tessie, but that's not a problem. You use Tessie all the time, so that's great. The problem, though, that I think I miss from Transit is that in Transit, with the bus moving on its own, there was a bit of like FOMO of like missing it, and then you had to wait a few rounds for it to come back, and it was also just intense, right? If you were on higher rounds and you missed the bus and you didn't want to run through the fog, you would have to survive in like one of the locations for a few rounds. It was intense, and like I miss that feeling of it, especially just little things like if you fell out the bus or something with like some buddies, and like you just see it driving off and you have to run through the fog, and there's like zombies and stuff chasing you. That I'm kind of miss. Even though you still have fog, it's just like it's not as scary in my opinion as that. So yeah, you miss that, and also just the immersion of the bus, just being inside of it and defending it off from zombies while it's transporting you, and just that, you know, just that like kind of intensity of just waiting to get to the next stop is kind of gone. But at the contrary, it's like Tessie just makes life easier. You don't have to wait for the bus. If someone goes down, you can easily get to them with the jump pads or Tessie. And yeah, I just think Tessie is done better overall, but I do kind of just miss the bus a bit. Ted is also back, but one thing I will say, Ted is underutilized. He doesn't have the best quotes as good as Transit. There are little things like you can still shoot him and he'll get mad at you, but obviously since you're driving the vehicle, it doesn't really affect you, and nobody really has done it. Another problem that I found with Ted is that Like, unfortunately, none of the characters interact with him. I don't know if this was a thing in Transit where the other characters would interact with Ted. I don't think so, but I just feel like none of the characters have any dialogue towards Ted. They don't talk to him, they don't say anything. And, like, he just doesn't have that many quotes. And that's my main problem. He just doesn't have as many quotes, and he's not as iconic. But I still appreciate him being there, and I still think it's good. So now let's just get to all the good parts. Obviously we've gone through the aesthetic. I like it. I like the locations. I like the flow of the map. The wonder weapon is also great. I thought it was weird at first, but I love that it's like a melee wonder weapon and also like a, you know, just weird suction wonder weapon. And I like how it heals you, right? It just has so many unique things. It's cool. It's very fun to use as well. I just love melee spamming zombies with it, or just shooting into zombies and just sucking the ability and killing all of them. It's also really good against the Xursas and all the other boss enemies. It's a really good wonder weapon. The quest for it's also very easy and simple, straightforward to do. It's not like I gotta look up a guide and figure out some codes or whatever. Like, no, it's pretty easy to do. And then, yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is the Easter egg. The Easter egg's amazing as well. There are some issues I have there. Like, I don't like the Zarya Cosmodrome step. I just feel like that step just, it's so annoying because you have to shoot. You have to, you know, get two I don't know what it's called, like 2 ability charges and shoot the 2 spinning things, and then if you miss one you have to go back and do it. It's so tedious, and if you miss input a number you have to wait till the next round. It's so annoying. I hate this step, but at the same time I do like the payoff of just like seeing the rocket launch off. But yeah, Easter egg's great. It's pretty difficult in terms of just modern zombies. It's nowhere near Black Ops 4 level. I still don't think so. I think it's like almost there, but I just don't think it is, because Black Ops 4, it's like those Easter eggs, you have to be mentally prepared to do them. Like, they are very long and tedious. So this one is like a good balance. I think this is but done better overall. I'd be happy if all in the future Easter eggs were like this format, because it's just like the boss fight was really hard. I also beat it pre-nerf. It actually got nerfed recently, but I think they're making it so that in curse mode it just goes back to the OG version. But yeah, I'm yapping too much. But yeah, the Easter egg's great. I just like how the Easter egg involves you doing stuff in everywhere, right? You have each location on the map, besides Janus Towers, unless you count Uberklaus, has a quest that you need to do, and you basically have to free the souls of the location. I think I've missed this in Easter eggs, where the Easter eggs back in the day, like if I use Black Ops 4 for example, almost all the Easter eggs felt like the map was broken and you had to repair it or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's the explanation, but something like that. So Blood of the Dead, for example, you need to basically repair the map and all the orbs are gone, and you do stuff. You do multiple challenges and free the souls of all the dead people in the like jail cell or whatever, and you get the orbs, and over time you build the map, and finally you enter the boss fight. Goron Covey from BO3. You need to collect all the trophies in the map, and then eventually you get to the boss fight. Zetsubo no Shima, even though that's an easy one, still, the whole concept of it is the elevator's broken and you need to repair it with 3 cogwheels. And I miss that aspect of just the map's broken and you gotta fix it. And I just miss how the map changes over time with the Easter eggs. So in Blood of the Dead, you know, by the end of the Easter egg, there's like freaking beams across the sky and stuff. And I like how in this map, by the end of the Easter egg, you know, you have the big church in Ashwood. It's cool. It feels like the map is progressing with you, and it feels like in this map you're freeing the souls of each location. It feels like you're rebuilding the map, and I like that. And also on top of that, you're also building Tessie throughout the Easter egg, so that's great. Yeah, there's no real complaints. I think all the steps are pretty well done. Also, there you have to get the keys as well in the fog areas. I like that. I like how the game forces you to go in the fog areas. It's nice, it's intense. Good Easter egg steps. Overall, not much to complain about the Easter egg besides like that Zarya Cosmodrome steps and just a few minor things. But yeah, I do like it. It's really nice. The boss fight. So the boss fight I also really like. It's very fun. It's arcadey, like just ramming into the boss with Tessie is just so much fun. I do prefer the pre-nerf version. I just think it was so intense and it forced you to use gobblegums and literally everything you have to beat it. That's what made Black Ops 4's Easter eggs really fun, and all the other difficult ones. I like it, and the only downside to it being that difficult is that one relic where you need to you have to defeat the boss at like round 60. Pretty much impossible because of how much super sprinters you have. Even if you spam gobblegums and everything. I don't think it's possible. So, but the good thing is with curse mode, you can interchange relics, so I can probably just do an easier one on like a future map and just use that relic. So yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, one thing I will say about this map though is it's heavily carried by the game's mechanics. I think curse mode saved this map. I think if curse mode had not released for Black Ops 7, this map would have died like real quick. I do think the mechanics play a huge role, and the mechanics of just curse mode just really elevate this map. I could make a whole video about curse mode, but I'm just having so much fun playing curse mode. It's giving me so much to do, and I really love the little Easter eggs you have to do to unlock relics. One downside is that you do them once, you never do them again, so maybe near the end of the game's life cycle, there's not much to do. That's one downside, but for me, the average person who has like freaking school and stuff, I'm not even done half the relics yet, and I'm still grinding, and I'm having a blast. So yeah, Ashes of Them is great. I forgot story. Let me touch about on story as well. The story is just one downside. Another downside I have with the map. The story just kind of sucks in this map. Okay, yes, I know there's subtle storytelling in each of the locations. You learn about the warden and all the other stuff that took on. That's amazing. I love that. But that's more environmental storytelling. The actual story itself and what we're doing is just another fetch quest. We're just going here, collecting souls for Dempsey and Maya. You're gonna do it in the next map. Not much story, and then near the end, they're gonna make a like the last DLC map's probably gonna have some massive reveal or something. Eddie's back or something like that, and then it's like, oh, you gotta wait for Black Ops 8. Like they always do this. They did this with Black Ops 3. They hyped up, you know, the Great War map with Black Ops 3 and 4. Never happened. And they prolonged all the seasons to that, which never happened. They did this with Cold War as well. Cold War had a pretty bad story, and near the end they like brought back Richtofen, and they're like, oh, Richtofen's back, Peck's alive, he's going to this island, and it makes you hype. And then Black Ops 6, same thing. They just prolong it to, oh, we're in the Dark Ether now, and yeah, the OG crew are back. It just make you hype. I want them to pick up the story. It is looking good with like Asher Malorm's intro cutscene and stuff, but I just hope it really picks up. It's not just a fetch quest and just delayed to the next map. But yeah, oh yeah, I forgot special enemies. So we also have Xerxes and we have Ravagers. The Xerxes are great. I think they're one of the best boss enemies we have in a while. They're not too difficult to deal with. You just have to be on your toes and be careful and just avoid them. And they're also just very scary. They're huge, massive, and you'll know when they spawn in. It's like, oh shit, I gotta lock in. And they're scary, man. Sometimes you can just be running and they'll actually just despawn and just respawn in front of you and just jump out the window and just literally smack you in the face. And they're scary, man, especially when they roar and they're in front of you. Like, they're massive. It's scary, man, and they do a lot of damage. The Ravagers are great as well. They fit this map perfectly, especially with how they like jump onto the Tessie when you're in the in-between zone and start tearing it apart, kind of like the Denizens. But then they're also kind of just like vermin, but like a better version where they just kind of crawl around and smack you. And then also they have unique abilities where they just go and collect salvage and stuff that's on the ground and just start eating it. And I think if you leave your weapon on the ground, they can eat that too. Like, I've seen some videos of like some dudes dropping their ray gun and the Ravager eats it. It's cool. It makes them feel unique. They have like they feel like a unique enemy again with unique mechanics and stuff. The one downside is they're on Astra Malorm, and I just hate that. But I am happy with some of the stuff they're doing with Astra Malorm. I said it was a bad map, but now that I've seen some more stuff about it, and it comes out tomorrow when I'm making this video, so we're really gonna see. But like, just like them bringing the OG pack machine and doing stuff like that, it's making me more hype, so I'm not as mad about that. But yeah, I've been yapping too much. I'd give Ashes of the Damned a good 8 out of 10. I do think it's heavily carried by curse mode and a lot of the other mechanics of the game, but even with that, if you just put the map at face value, it's definitely an improvement of anything we got in the modern era. It is a really good map. It's very fun to play. Even with friends, it's also fun. It kind of has that sense of community, like in Tranzit, where you're all going to different locations together with Tessie. It's a very fun map. And on top of that, you have the survival maps too, if you want to just play small sections of it. But yeah, I give Ashes of Them an 8 out of 10. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.